Oh my life, I'm back. Thought I'd give you a different viewpoint today. I'm out with the girls. So I got my daily update yesterday from Jonathan over at Rainbow, and as you know, being concise isn't one of my strengths, but I'm going to try and summarise where we are now, what they found when they removed his cast, and the action that they've now taken and the options going forward should bear indicate to everybody that he's still prepared to keep fighting. The latter point is the single most important factor in this situation. I can't stress that enough. Bear couldn't sign a consent form, but he can, through his whole demeanour and actions, indicate to us if he's had enough and doesn't want to fight anymore. Since surgery, we've visited him twice a week ourselves to get an indication of his well-being as we know him best. The team at Rainbow have also got to know him well. As from my last visit, I feel he's still in a good place mentally, and my understanding is that nobody within the team at Rainbow feels that we're at a point yet where we're fighting a losing battle. This was never going to be quick and easy. As with any kind of surgery or rehab, there are ups and downs. And I've chosen to share these with you so you can see a little more of what really usually only happens behind closed doors. For those who've invested their time, energy, prayers, positivity and financial contributions towards Bear, this update is for you. The biggest threat to his recovery remains that infection and the healing of his wounds. On Monday, Bear ran a slight fever and wasn't as comfortable walking as he had been last week. Further bloods were taken to check his inflammatory markers, which we already knew were elevated due to the bacteria that had already been found. And I think it's fair to say that we were all really quite surprised to hear that those markers had actually lowered, and I'm pleased to say that his temperature did return to normal. His cast was removed yesterday, and what they found was disappointing and I believe cast a little bit of a shadow over the whole team. But what they found wasn't significant enough for anyone to feel that it was time to call it a day. So what had happened, the middle incision had opened up a couple of millimetres, and the top incision where that infection had previously been found had opened up a little bit more. There was still a purulent discharge, but given that it had been covered for a week, I believe it wasn't as much as they'd expected to see. Now, the tendon that runs between the skin and the plate has been damaged by the infection, which has left a very small section of the front of the plate visible. Now, both tendons and wounds can heal, and Rainbow has helped horses with those kind of challenges on a daily basis and have a vast amount of knowledge and experience to help make this happen, but only if Bear's body itself can help with that fight. So these areas have all been cleaned up and further swabs were taken yesterday to see if there's any changes in the bacteria, and we'll know the results of that in a few days. On X-ray, I believe the plate remains stable with perhaps just a very, very subtle bit of movement in the top screw, but nothing to be overly concerned about. So what they decided to do was actually to apply the Manuka honey to the open areas, and over this they've placed a calcium alginate, if I can say it, dressing, which will actively stimulate the formulation of granulation tissue, which will help fill those gaps. Over the top of this, he now has what's called a Robert Jones supportive bandage with a heel wedge in to give him extra support. And in an ideal world, he'll keep this on for 5 days before they need to take another look at the wound and see if it's beginning to heal. Now, this is where it gets interesting. You may remember that we talked about the possibility of using PRP lysate therapy, and there is another option that at this stage they are considering in preference to the PRP. This is something that they've been using for many years to manage wounds, and I suspect there's a number of you who'll say, "Oh yeah," when I tell you. Maggots. Yep, maggots. Sterile, medical grade maggots that are only going to eat away any abnormal tissues, but what they can do is mop up and kill bacteria too. This isn't a definite course of action at this stage, because it is all going to depend on how that wound looks the next time the bandage is changed. But once again, I think it shows how absolutely committed Rainbow are towards utilising all their knowledge and skills to give Bear the very best chance. Many horses would have given up at this stage. They may have struggled to deal with the confinement from being away from their home and their familiar environment, the discomfort, or becoming so untrusting of humans due to being scared and confused about what was going on. Many owners would have had no choice other than to give up, with costs becoming prohibitive. These factors alone could account for the fact statistics for survival are low if one or the other give up. That may be me clutching at straws, but that's my belief right now. Those of you who have followed the journey will know that we were faced with the decision of whether to ask Bear to undertake this surgery. And his character and temperament played a massive part in that decision-making process. He's consistently proved himself to be a model patient, and through the regular interactions we as his immediate family, his Auntie Jane, and the caring team at Rainbow have had with him, he has, other than his dislike for the sling, been able to deal with everything that's been thrown at him so far. Yes, he's had some down days and he's been tired, but in his eyes he's still bright and interested in life around him. We find ourselves in a truly unique position for a number of reasons. What Bear presented us with is extremely novel. We know if we'd taken no action, he would today be laid to rest in our memorial orchard here at the farm. Jonathan and his team at Rainbow gave him a lifeline. We took the decision to go ahead, having looked at and shared with you all the pros and cons, with the moral and ethical reasons being very, very high on that list. This isn't a path many horses would have had the option of following, and the only reason we've been able to keep going and keep utilising the advanced veterinary equipment, the knowledge and the care that's available in the UK is because all of you, every single member of Team Teddy who has believed, have got us to this point. We've come this far, we owe it to Bear to keep going, and as long as he has supporters who are prepared to continue to fund his treatment, and the team at Rainbow don't feel it's ethically wrong to continue, then that's what we will do. I know more than ever now, if we lose him, we're opening everybody up to those who like nothing better than to say, "I told you so." But I will not let that negativity cloud my own judgment. Has all of this had a major impact on our own lives? Yes, it has. Especially when we have so much else going on the farm right now. Does that worry me? And am I likely to regret the decision if it doesn't work out the way we want it to? No, I won't, because I'm a great believer you have to follow the path that life leads you down. What's happening with Bear is completely separate from our 110k campaign. Yes, pushing for funding for this so that we can improve the facilities for all the other horses here has had to be slowed down. I know that we're not going to hit that target by next Tuesday, which is the day that we celebrate 110 years since the farm was purchased originally at auction by our great-great-grandfather. But that's okay. You know, the work has started, and one way or another, we will find a way to make sure that the boys and girls have a better winter this year. We're blessed with the most amazing team here at Greenbank. Tamara, Holly, Jodie, Freya, our volunteers, and of course Bailey and my mum, without whose support and belief we really couldn't keep doing what we do. I accepted those additional pressures and the risks on Bear's behalf, and I know we may still lose him. We didn't put him through this because he has a high value as a competition horse or because he held any commercial value. We've done it because he's a kind, intelligent, gentle soul who's captured so many hearts all around the world, and he's allowed us to find ways to help him. If what we do doesn't save his life, then maybe it can help the lives of other horses in the future through what we've learnt, what those of you watching his story have learnt, and through any additional knowledge gained by the veterinary team that are leading his care. Bailey and I are going to be visiting him again tomorrow, and we'll obviously bring you further updates to keep you all in the picture. Should you be in a position to join Team Teddy, the link can be found in the description for this video. But for now, please enjoy some of the clips from our last visit on Tuesday. Oh, Teddy bear, we're here. Oh, you're looking a lot brighter than I was expecting to see, don't you think? Look, we're here, and we're with the little Teddy.
He's having his herb treat. He's got some blueberries, banana, apple, chamomile, marigold and cleavers. And he's tucking in, and he's got his cut up apples ready for his bobbing later. And he looks well. He has got a very big bandage on, as you can see. But hey baby, we're gonna have a cool down because the sun is shining in. But he's tucking into his cleaves. He's also got 2 bags of grass and some more cleaves as well, which I'll give him when he's before I go. But yeah, he's quiet, but that's a very big bandage, but he's still bright-eyed. And so everybody on Team Teddy, send your love and support because it's working. Hey baby, are you gorgeous? Gorgeous boy. Yum yum.